Vixen are an all-female American rock band. They achieved commercial success during the late 1980s and early 1990s as part of the Los Angeles, California glam metal scene. History. Early years. Vixen was formed in St. Paul, Minnesota in 1973 by guitarist Jan Kienemund while still in high school. They were the first all-female rock band from the Twin Cities. Alex Henderson, writing for AllMusic, says they started in 1981 in Los Angeles. In 1984, an early version of the band with Kienemund, singer Janet Gardner and bassist Pierre Mariocco appeared in the movie Hard Bodies, as the on-screen band Apparash. In 1985, the band moved to Los Angeles, California to be part of the LA rock scene. Commercial success. Lineup changes happened during the following years until the classic lineup of Janet Gardner, lead vocals, rhythm guitar, Jan Kienemund, lead guitar, background vocals, Cher Pedersen, bass, background vocals, and Roxy Petrocchi, drums, background vocals, was formed. This lineup of Vixen was interviewed in 1987 along with many other rock artists of the day by Penelope Spheeris for her film The Decline of Western Civilization II, The Metal Years. In 1988 the band was signed to EMI, and they began recording their debut album Vixen, which was released in September 1988. Singer-songwriter Richard Marx co-wrote with Fee Waybill and arranged their signature hit, Edge of a Broken Heart, and produced the song. Rumor was he was asked to assist the all-female band by EMI to produce their first major hit. Richard Marx had nothing to do with their follow-up CD, since he was becoming more of a mainline singer than songwriter. Vixen spent the next year touring the world, supporting acts such as Ozzy Osbourne, Scorpions, and Bon Jovi, as well as headlining their own shows. The band returned to the studio in late 1989/early 1990 to record their follow-up album, Reverend It Up, which was released in July 1990. A year of touring followed, including headlining their own shows and supporting acts such as Kiss and Deep Purple. In mid-1991, the group disbanded due to musical differences. First reunion. In 1997, drummer Roxy Petrocchi reformed Vixen, with Janet Gardner and recruited Gina Style, and Ronna Ross. This lineup toured the United States in 1997, and in 1998 Gardner, Style, and Petrocchi recorded the album Tangerine. After the release of the new album, Roxy's sister Maxine Petrocchi was brought in to play bass on a U.S. tour of 1998, but they were sued for copyright infringement by Kienemund. In 1999, Cher Pedersen joined her husband's band, the Dogs Dammer, who were reforming after a long hiatus. She appeared on their 2000 album, Happy Ever After, playing bass, keyboards, and backing vocals. Cher and her husband, Bam, also have their own band, Bubble, which is very popular in LA. Second reunion. In 2001, Vixen was reformed by Kienemund with a lineup consisting of herself, Janet Gardner, Roxy Petrocchi, and new bassist Pat Holloway. This lineup toured the U.S. as part of the Voices of Metal tour. Unfortunately, halfway through the tour, disagreements caused the band to split up, with only Kienemund remaining. Kienemund quickly recruited Jenna Sanzagero, Lynn Louise Loray, and Catherine Catcraft to complete the tour. They released 2 new albums in 2006, a live album, recorded at a live show in Sweden, called Extended Versions, and a studio album, Live and Learn. Recent events. In 2004, VH1 approached the 4 members of the classic lineup to appear on their show, Bands Reunited. The show was recorded in August 2004, and broadcast in the US in November 2004. Following the broadcast of the VH1 show, EMI re-released the first 2 Vixen albums, Vixen and Reverend It Up. Winner of the 6th Annual Independent Music Awards Vox Pop vote for Best Hard Rock Metal Song I Try. At the end of 2012, Jan Kienemund was planning to reunite the classic Vixen lineup with Janet Gardner, Cher Pedersen, and Roxy Petrocchi, who had since reunited in JSG with guitarist Gina Style. However, in January 2013, Just days before they were about to make the official announcement of their reunion, Keen Emond was diagnosed with cancer. The cancer diagnosis forced them to delay the announcement indefinitely, until possibly when Keen Emond was fully recovered and cancer-free. Unfortunately, the plans of a full-fledged reunion became impossible because on October 10, 2013, after 9 months battling cancer, Jan Keen Emond died at the age of 51. In December 2013, the 3 surviving classic lineup members of the band decided to carry on under the Vixen name in honor of late guitarist Jan Keen Emond. They did some gigs in 2014 in USA, Spain and Canada. In October 2014, drummer Roxy Petrucci told in an interview that Vixen was working on a new album, featuring one song dedicated to Jan Keen Emond. Current members: Janet Gardner lead vocals, rhythm guitar, tambourine; Roxy Petrucci drums, clarinet, backing vocals; Cher Pedersen bass, backing vocals; Gina Stahl lead guitar, backing vocals. Former members: Jan Keen Emond, lead guitar, backing vocals; Laurie Hedlund drums, backing vocals; Gail Eriksson Demethoff bass, backing vocals; Cindy Boetta keyboards, backing vocals; Marlene Peterson drums, Nancy Shanks lead vocals, Noel Bickey lead vocals, Liza Kerber bass, backing vocals; Tamara Ivanoff rhythm guitar, backing vocals; Pia Marioko bass, backing vocals; Rana Ross bass, backing vocals; Maxine Petrucci bass, backing vocals; Pat Holloway bass, backing vocals; Jenna Sanzagero lead vocals; Lynn Louise Loray bass, backing vocals; Catherine Catcraft drums, backing vocals. Session musicians: Richard Marks keyboards on Vixen, Mike Pisculli bass, backing vocals on Tangerine; Chris Faze keyboards on Live and Learn, Randy Wooten keyboards on Live and Learn, Paulie Serra saxophone on Live and Learn, Robert Lira bagpipes on Live and Learn. Lineups Discography Studio albums Vixen Reverend It Up, Tangerine, Live and Learn. Singles compilation albums Full Throttle, extended versions. Live album Live in Sweden. Soundtracks Hard But Is with the songs Runnin', Give It a Chance, Mr. Cool, Be With Me, Maria, Computer Madness, Beverly Hills, 90210, Slumber Party with the song Streets in Paradise, Beavis and Butthead, Wall of Youth with the song Edge of a Broken Heart. Videography Videos Revved Up. Behind the Scenes. References. External links, official website, Vixen at Internet Movie Database, Vixen et al. Music, UK official charts.